You put the lime in the coconut and drink 'em boba. You put the lime in the coconut and drink 'em boba.
Goku, come in!
Oh, hey, King Kai.
Your friends are in trouble, Goku. Are you healed yet?
No, I don't think so.
Well, how long do you think it's gonna take?
Well, I think the machine will tell me when I'm done.
Okay, you think or you know?
You put the lime in the coconut.
Goku!
So funny. I love Dragon Ball Z. Well, actually, that's not quite Dragon Ball Z. It's a fan-made parody of Dragon Ball Z called Dragon Ball Z Abridged. If any of you guys have ever seen Dragon Ball Z, I highly recommend you watch their parody. It's called Dragon Ball Z Abridged. That's DBZ Abridged, and it's made by a group of guys that call themselves Team 4-Star. And it's really quite funny, actually. They basically cut out all the filler and all the crap that happens in Dragon Ball Z, like all the stuff that it's just there to take up more time. And yeah, they just condense it down into like 10-minute episodes. So they cut like a whole episode or 2 episodes down to just 10 minutes. So everything happens really, really fast, and they've got a really, really like good sense of humor, a funny sense of humor. Like, they'll chuck in, like, you know, gaming references and all sorts of memes and all sorts of cool stuff like that. So it's really, really funny. The voice acting is really, really, really good. It's like, I mean, it's arguable, but I think maybe Dragon Ball Z Abridged is better than the actual original series. And even the guy that does the voice of Vegeta in the series, his name's Christopher Sabat, he's actually been quoted as saying that he thinks maybe the Dragon Ball Z Abridged is better than the original series as well. So check it out. I think they have all their episodes up on YouTube. If not, they might, they definitely have them all up on their website. I'm not sure what their website is though. Just go to Google and type in Team 4-Star and Dragon Ball Z Abridged and you'll find it. And I think at the moment they're just up to the part where Goku fights Frieza for the first time on Namek, I think it is. And Frieza is transformed or something like once or twice. So yeah, it's pretty fast. They've done up to there and already in about 28 episodes, I think it is. But yeah, really, really funny. Definitely recommended to watch. Highly recommended to watch. And that little excerpt comes out from just as Goku's getting healed. Yeah, he's getting healed through some space machine thingy. And it's just before he starts to fight Frieza. So for those of you who haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, you have absolutely no idea what I've been talking about for the last 2.5 minutes. But shame on you, you should have watched Dragon Ball Z. It's like, everybody knows Dragon Ball Z and it's awesome. Well, maybe not the original series, but you should definitely watch it. Anyway, so back to this commentary. So this is MK14, it's on C-Town, as you can see. I'm using Red Dot and Silencer. So this gun is pretty awesome. It obviously can kill in 2 bullets at close range. Difficult to use, but I was lucky enough to get a MOAB on the very first match that I used. Like the MP7, like the PM9. I was a bit on a roll this day when I was using different guns to try and get MOABs on. And I was lucky I had good connections. That was mainly it. The fact that I had good connections. And yeah, so it's quite good. It's not a bad gun at all. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was so with C-Town, actually. Before I go on, I just think I say that, like, with C-Town, you really want to try, especially if you're going for MOAB anyway, you really want to try to avoid the big open areas around the docks. So where the where that big well is in the floor, and you want to try and also avoid the main, that main area, the corridor there with the steps and stuff where everybody always goes. That's a good place. If you're a good player, if you're lucky, you can rack up a lot of kills there, especially if you're playing against bad players or if you've got a really good connection. You can rack up a lot of good kills, but it's dangerous. It's always risky because you can't control, you can't keep an eye on like all the directions, and enemies could just come out of nowhere. So it's tough. It's tough to like control that section. So again, if you're going for MOAB, you really want to stay away from those hot zones. Stay around the periphery of the stage, so around the edges, And also, like if you wanna go near those hot zones, go near them, but don't go in them. So stay just around that area, so that when people start firing it, when your friends are in a gunfight with someone else, the enemies will appear on the map, and then you can come around like behind them and flank them and take them out, and they won't know you're there, and you'll be relatively safe because you won't be in those hot zones. So that's the best advice I can give for Seatown MOAB. Another good place to stay is always around like it's hard to explain, but stay like wherever there's like buildings, so like corridors and buildings and stuff, because then you can sort of, if you get caught out and there's an enemy behind you or something, you can quickly like slither away into like one of the corners, or into a building, or around a wall, or into a doorway or something like that, so you can protect yourself. Now that's not going to do you any good. If you got a bad connection, you'll probably just die in one hit, but through the wall or something. But if you got a good connection, then that's your best bet, because then you won't die straight away, and you can hide and run off and heal up and whatever, and then come back. So I'd say that's probably the best bet. Now I was talking to Darky HD the other day, and it's just such a shame to see him like still using Classic Controller Pro, because like I've said it before, like there's stuff that you just can't do on the Classic Controller Pro or Classic Controller that you can do with the Wii MOAB. And I think the Classic Controller, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for guys that use Classic Controller, mainly because it's just so much worse than the Wii MOAB. So I got respect for them in that respect, but I just don't understand why you guys still cling on to the Classic Controller so much. I mean, you guys are playing the Wii version, man. Like, the whole point of the Wii version is to use the Wii MOAB. You've got the ability to stitch the sticks. You can go beyond the limitations of a Classic Controller and dual analog sticks and do stuff that the other guys can't do. I mean, like, everyone just seems to be stuck in this mentality that like Classic Controller is like the best control scheme. You talk to guys on Xbox 360 and PS3, especially the PS3. I talk to people and I'm like, oh, it's such a shame that they didn't implement the Move controller. And they're like, oh yeah, even if they did, it wouldn't matter anyway. I'd just keep using my standard PS3 DualShock. And I'm like, nah, man, like you guys don't understand. Like you are so missing out by not using a Wii MOAB. Like, and they're so missing out. The fact that there's no PS3 Move controller implementation. I can't believe they haven't done it. They should have done it. If they did, I wouldn't even be playing the Wii version anymore. I'd be playing that version. But they didn't. I don't know why, but they didn't. So yeah, like you guys, like it's tough to go from Classic Controller to Wii MOAB. I know that, right? But really, what you got to do is you got to go and have a look at my videos on how to set up your Wii MOAB properly, like the settings and stuff, and use mine as like a base, and then tweak it from there to your liking. Because like some people I know have like tweaked up my controllers, and they're like, oh wow, this is freaking awesome. Like I never knew that you could have such good control with the Wii MOAB. And that's because they never tried. Like, but there's the ability there to tweak all the settings. Like muck around with all the settings, know what settings do what, how they affect the controller, how they affect the scheme and stuff. And what I might do is I might make a video actually going through and explaining what each setting does. But for now, just use my controls as a base, and from there, like try out different things, what you like, try and get it to the way you like it, and stuff like that. Because like I said, I was talking to Darky HD, and he's such a good player. I can see he's a good player, but he's being held back by the Classic Controller. And I said to him, if you can like move from the Classic Controller to the Wii MOAB, your kill death ratio and all that kind of stuff will go down. I mean, I don't really care about mine that much, but even though it's quite good, but just don't care about that. Like, what's more important is that you play well, and that you like improve your game. And the best way to do that is to get away from the Classic Controller. You're at such a disadvantage. And while I have huge respect for you for sticking with it, at the same time, I just think that it's like hindering you guys so much, and I think you should try and like move away from it, because it's such a limitation. Like you miss out so much. Like even like I said on my KSG video, you can't even do the reload cancelling with the KSG. As far as I know, you can't do it with the Classic Controller, and that in itself is a huge limitation. But there's heaps of other stuff. Like you can't move from shooting at one guy to shooting another guy in the corner of the screen really quickly, because you haven't got that speed. You can't like quickly move and flick your wrist and go there. You're limited by how fast you can turn and how fast you can move. So again, give the Wii MOAB a shot. You know, you'll have like the first couple of days it'll be really bad. Your kill death will go down. You'll have negative kill death probably in every match and all that kind of stuff. But stick with it. Perseverance is the key. Like Darky HD said, persistence is key. So stick with it, and you'll find that in the long run, it's actually way better. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. I'm on a roll. I've done like 4 commentaries, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.